call the band director, and I sit down and I have one-on-one audition with students. And if they play to a point where I feel that they can come and help enhance what we do at Bethune-Cookman, at that point in time, we write them a scholarship offer. And once they get accepted, we actually turn the offer into a contract. And so then we go from there. But Atlanta has been good to us, has been good to us. When I first took over, Morris Brown was open, and we were still playing Morris Brown. Eddie Ellis was at Morris Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun in Atlanta. We shot the movie Drumline in Atlanta, and I worked with Don Robinson with the movie Drumline. Bethune had a cameo appearance in that, and so like I said, Atlanta has been very, very good.
Well, this is the HBCU Report. Rob Calloway on the line with Donovan Wells, Director of Bands, Bethune-Cookman University. The real deal is, like, it was kind of like you guys, Grambling, Bethune-Cookman, Morris Brown, I'm putting up the bunny ears for, the air quote, South, Atlanta A&T, AKA Southwest DeKalb. It was really, what we witnessed and what the American public witnessed in Drumline, it actually springboarded this event right here, the Honda Battle of the Bands.
Exactly.
And so it definitely led to some good. The movie Drumline, that is, because it gave exposure to the African American band culture, the positive side of the African American band culture, and I just I appreciate. When people take on situations and put their names up on, as title sponsors for events like this, because the history and the tradition and the just everything, the pageantry, everything the HBCU bands bring to the table is something that should be witnessed by all, and I know that they stream the event live on the web, but the next step has got to be getting this thing, broadcast somewhere, man, on TV somewhere, because they do it for the PWIs, they do it on public broadcasting, go ahead.
Well, one thing I will say that, and I'm glad you hit on this point. A lot of times with HBCU bands, and it's just the nature of our people and our culture. We got to have one band better than another band. That's just the nature of our people. If we go to see two comedians, we're not gonna come out and say, man, they were funny. We're gonna come out and say, man, they were funny, but this one was better than that.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of our culture and our people. But because our people, I love our people, but we're the hardest people to entertain. But one thing that I think Honda does is that it showcases HBCU bands in a way where it celebrates the art form. And, people are still going to walk away. I like this band better, that band better, that band better. My thing of it is that even though we're put into this competitive environment by the public, I'm appreciative of Honda putting us on in the showcase where you just go out there and do your thing. And the winner is the audience. The audience get a chance to see a variety of HBCU bands. And it's not a first place, second place, anything like that. You can enjoy all the bands. Also, too, it's great for me because being in the MEAC conference, I don't see the SWAC bands as often as I see the MEAC bands. I don't see the CIAA bands as often as I see the MEAC bands. So it's good for me when I go there. I turn into a fan because, give you an example, last year that was the first time I seen Lincoln. So it was great for me to see Lincoln. That was the first time I had seen him. This year will be the second time that I've seen Benedict. So it's good for me as well. But I think I always want to give kudos and tip my hat to a corporation like Honda. Honda can spend their money in a lot of different places other than HBCU bands.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been with us for 15 years. And I think as HBCU bands, we have to recognize that fact, embrace that fact, and celebrate them and congratulate them for having that much trust in them, you know, and you can talk about trust and we like you and everything, but they put their money on the line for us. And to put on this event, believe me, this is a costly event. Put on this event, and the way that they put it on is great. And then they give back to the school. You know, each band participating is going to get $20,000 to help out their program. So, you know, it's I can't say enough about Honda because nobody else stepped up to the plate. Honda did, and stuck with us. You know, stuck with us. Anytime you start something like Honda Battle of the Bands, you know, first couple of years are going to be growing years, trial and error years, and to see it evolve into what it has now, is something great. And I think every HBCU band should be involved in it, and hopefully every HBCU band will have an opportunity.
Absolutely. He is Donovan Wells, Director of Bands, Bethune-Cookman University. The pride of Bethune-Cookman, the Marching Wildcats, will be at the Georgia Dome January 28th, 3 o'clock for the 15th edition of the Honda Battle of the Bands. They'll join Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Alcorn State, Benedict, North Carolina A&T, Texas Southern, and Winston-Salem State. Donovan, thank you so much for joining us on the HBCU Report, and we look forward to seeing you guys on January 28th.
Look, thank you so much, and thank you for having me today, man.
Not a problem, man. All right, so great stuff right there from Donovan Wells, Director of Bands, Bethune-Cookman University, the Marching Wildcats, the pride of BCU. Yeah, that's a great band, a great campus, man. I'll never forget my senior year in high school, going out there and realizing that the school was like right by the beach. Man, I wouldn't have made it a semester, but not back then. I promise you, I wouldn't have made it a semester. In Florida too. What? All right, so we're going to keep this thing moving right along. Coming up on the other side of this short break, we will be joined by Dr. James Oliver, Director of Bands of the Alabama State University Mighty Marching Hornets. You can see the Hornets on TV Tuesday nights, Aspire TV. Bama State style, baby. They're going to be at the Honda Battle of the Bands as well. It's a great time to be a Hornet. And Dr. O is up next, right here on the HBCU Report. We are powered by SportsNewsAndBrews.com, your official source for sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers.
The HBCU experience lives here. The HBCU Report with Rob Calloway. We'll be right back.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
HBCU sports fans, you finally have a voice. The HBCU experience lives here. This is the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
This is the HBCU Report, being heard via Spreaker.com. We are powered by SportsNewsAndBrews.com, your official source for sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers. And coming up January 28th, 3 o'clock, the Georgia Dome. It is the 15th edition of the Honda Battle of the Bands. You have Alabama A&M, Alcorn State, Benedict, Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina A&T, Texas Southern, Winston-Salem State, and of course, it couldn't be a Honda without my beloved institution of higher learning, the Alabama State University Hornets, are going to be in the house. And right now, we're being joined on the line by Mr. Hornet himself, Dr. James Oliver. First of all, welcome back to the HBCU Report.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. So, before we get to this Honda Battle of the Bands thing, because I know y'all getting ready for that and you'll be ready.
Oh, yeah.
We had the relaunch. We had the relaunch of Bama State Style Tuesday on Aspire TV. How big was that?
Man, that was so big and so exciting. man, Inspire they put it out there the way it's supposed to be done, man. So I have to take my hats off to Magic Johnson. It's his network, and he truly want to put everything out there that HBCUs are doing, man. So it was tremendous. It was tremendous.
All right. So, okay. So I'll just say this first of all. I'm glad that they actually started with a relaunch of the previous episodes because, of course, it got cut off halfway during the season. Like, nobody knows what happens to those last few episodes. But, man, I can't even lie. And I know you probably have a lot of respect for this kid. But that boy, Raymond, he was the star of the show. Between you and Raymond,
it was crazy, wasn't it? But you know what? I'm going to tell you, it wasn't scripted, man. Everything happened.
I know it wasn't.
It was crazy.
So I know that the plan is to go ahead and show the full season 1. Now, are there any plans for them to tape a season 2?
Well, that is a part of the plan. They're just going to finish up these episodes, and they're going to look at the ratings and look at how people trend, the popular trending and all that. But there is great opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's great, man. I was so glad when you all sent out the press release that the show would be back because, like I said, man, it's we've never had that inside view of an HBCU band. Like, we know the things that go on in the band room and on the practice field, but because there's such a mystique about the band, like, to the people on the outside looking in, that a lot of times they want to know what we doing in there. So
they do. You know what? I tell reporters and I tell people who news people who come over and interview and talk, and I say to them this: that 8.5 minute show that everybody sees on that Saturday at the halftime show, but they don't know what goes on between Monday and Friday. 3-4 hours, 5 hours a day, sometimes putting that show together. So that's what Bama State did. Bama State was letting everybody inside of the family to see how we operate.
Absolutely. And probably the biggest positive out of the show that I got is that, the thing that the majority of America knows about HBCUs is about hazing. That we're infamous for hazing. But it showed a different side. I mean, it showed you in a fatherly state to the kids. The young lady that had the baby cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Right. It showed you in that fatherly aspect, and then it showed you being a disciplinarian. But it, like I said, so people got a better view of actually the real things that go on. Now, of course, I know you the star of the show. You the biggest clown that I know.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll take it because it's hard work. But hey, somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it. That's right. This is the HBCU Report. Rob Calloway on the line right now with Dr. James Oliver, the director of bands for Alabama State University. The Mighty Marching Hornets will be at the Georgia Dome January 28th, 3 o'clock, the 15th edition of the Honda Battle of the Bands, along with Alabama A&M, Alcorn, Benedict, Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina A&T, Texas Southern, and Winston-Salem State. Now, last week, we had Carlton Wright on the show.
Okay.
And of course, Carlton's a good dude. And, he kind of gave you your props. I asked him if he would be watching Bama State style,
That's right.
I caught him, I came out of left field with it, but, he told me that you all actually had just talked, I think, the day before. So, and he was just saying that he was definitely going to be supporting the cause. But, for the Honda Battle of the Bands, they have Alabama State and Alabama A&M in this thing this year. What does that mean? I mean, it's like, dude, you usually have to wait until, the end of October, the last Saturday of October, to be able to get, the Magic in the Magic City Classic. But ATL is going to get it January 28th.
Man, look, they just brought the Magic City to the ATL. That's all. A&M is great, man. Carlton, a good friend of mine, and I really admire his hard work and what he's doing to work with A&M, because it's difficult when you don't really have that college experience in the beginning. Right. And he's been there 3 going on 4 years now, I believe. and he has done a superb job.